The Adventures of Ratio Ranger, the Math Hero. In the bustling city of Numerica, where numbers ruled everything, a young superhero named Ratio Ranger used his special powers to keep the balance of math in everyday life. His mission: to solve real-world problems using ratios, rates, and proportions. The case of the speeding train. One day, Ratio Ranger received a distress call from the Numerica Transit Authority. A high-speed train was moving too fast, and the conductors needed help calculating the rate to avoid an accident. Ratio Ranger, the train has traveled 300 miles in 5 hours. How fast is it going? Asked the conductor. With a swift motion, Ratio Ranger pulled out his unit rate calculator and divided. The train is moving at 60 miles per hour. Miles per hour. That's its unit rate, Ratio Ranger announced. The conductors adjusted the speed accordingly, and disaster was avoided. Proportion crisis at the bakery? The next call came from Numerica Bakery, where Chef Fraction was preparing a giant cake. I have a recipe that uses 2 cups of sugar for every 4 cups of flour, but I need to make a bigger cake. That's an equivalent ratio problem, Ratio Ranger said. Let's use a ratio table to scale up. Erita second buffs, flour, cups, SP2, 4, F-4, 8, 6, 12. If you need 6 cups of sugar, you will need 12 cups of flour to keep the proportions the same, he explained. But how do you know it's correct? Chef Fraction asked. Using cross-multiplication, Ratio Ranger set up the proportion, cross-multiplying. 12 cups of flour is the correct answer. Ratio Ranger confirmed, and the bakery's cake turned out perfect. Graphing ratios to save the bridge. Just then, an engineer at Numerica Bridge called. We're building support beams, and we need to keep the ratio of height to width the same. Ratio Ranger grabbed his graphing ratios tool and plotted the points on a coordinate plane. If the first beam is 3 feet tall and 6 feet wide, we must follow the equivalent ratio to keep balance. He plotted. By following this pattern, the bridge will stay stable. The engineers thanked him for his quick thinking. Cumulative review. The final test. Back at Ratio Ranger's secret lab, he prepared a cumulative review for Numerica students. What is a unit rate if a car travels 180 miles in 3 hours? ISTI identify a proportion for the ratios 5:10 and 10:20. Convert 3, 4 into fraction form, and colon form. As the students worked through the problems, Ratio Ranger smiled. Math was safe once again in Numerica. The end. Ratio Ranger's Math Quiz, Level 1. Multiple choice. 5 points each. 1. What is the unit rate if a cyclist travels 120 miles in 4 hours? A. 20 miles per hour. B. 30 miles per hour. C. 40 miles per hour. D. 50 miles per hour. 2. Which of the following ratios is equivalent to 3, 5, 6, 10? B. 9, 12. C. 4, 6. D. 8, 15. 3. Which of the following is a proportion? 2, 3 equals 4, 6. B. 5, 8 equals 10, 12. C. 6, 7 equals 7, 6. D. 3, 4 equals 6, 10. 4. In the ratio 4, 9, what is the whole? 9. B. 4. C. 13. D. 36. 5. What is